Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. I'm Alexia, and today I'm opening this episode, which is not normal. It's not usual from us. And I'm here with Foster.
Hey, Alexia, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing great. We are coming to you live from a park, and there are a lot of dogs. To be honest, this episode was delayed quite a bit because we just met the cutest dog named Nala. Her parents are Brazilian, and it was awesome.
Yes.
Now we're both super happy, and it's going to be very difficult to concentrate.
Yeah. So we are talking about something very, very important today, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so today we are going to talk about intonation.
Intonation.
And I know that sounds like a scary linguistic word, and you are probably thinking, uh-oh, I don't know what intonation is. Don't worry. It's pretty simple, and it's fun, and we are going to teach you everything you need to know. So, you ready to get into it?
Yes, I'm super ready. Let's go.
Cool. Let's do it. So first, Alexia, can you tell me, what do you think intonation is? Can you try to give me a general sense or description of how you could explain it?
So I think that intonation is the way that you speak, right? So
Okay.
the way that you, for example, you have a phrase. So my name is Alexia. You can say it in different kind of ways. So my name is Alexia. My name is Alexia. My name is Alexia. This is intonation.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it in a general sense. Yeah. So we have a lot of different linguistic terms. We have intonation, rhythm, stress, pitch, prosody. We're not going to get into all of that today.
Because you're going to learn all of this in Sound School.
Yes, if you're listening to this, we are opening Sound School. It's probably open right now. We opened Sound School on March 9th. So if you want to sign up for that, now is the time to do it. And in Sound School, we will go really deep into this stuff. But today, let's try to just give everyone an overview of intonation, why it's important, and how you can start doing some practical things with it today.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Yes. Good. How does that sound? Yes. Good.
Okay, so first, Alexia, why is intonation important? A lot of students say things like, do I really need to worry about intonation if, don't I need to study more vocabulary or grammar first and focus on intonation only when I'm a really advanced speaker?
No.
My answer, Alexia's answer too, apparently, is no. You should focus on intonation right now because it's super important, because it makes you sound more natural.
And it's the way
native.
that you're going to communicate.
Yeah, and it's quite literally the way people hear your English. So it does not matter if you are saying the correct words. It is not important if you are using the correct grammar.
If you sound like a robot.
If you are using an unnatural intonation, it's going to be very strange for native speakers. So intonation is really referring to the ups and downs of the language, really the flow of the language.
And one thing that I could observe, when we started Inglês no Rádio, my intonation was pretty bad comparing to nowadays. Like, I had an amount of practice, of course, with Foster and learning
more than 500 episodes.
while recording episodes to Inglês no Rádio, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I started to observe like people around me, like his parents, his friends, the way that the American girls speak, and which kind of words they put more stress or what was going on around me. And this way I started to build my way of saying these expressions and the phrases and etc.
Yeah, totally. Your intonation has improved dramatically over time. And I think a lot of that is just with practice. But a lot of that is you have actively practiced imitating, copying native speakers. When I say something, you really try to say it exactly like I'm saying it. Before this, we were saying, like, let's go. And that's exactly the way that you would say, like, let's go, come on, let's go. Not just, let's go.
Let's go, come on. No, you don't want to sound like that.
Yeah. So intonation is hugely important to not only give a better impression to other people. If you have a good intonation, people will really think you speak better than you probably do. That gives you a lot of confidence. But it just gives you a better understanding and feel for the language in general. Like if you can say some things really well, that means you will understand things better. You will be able to say things that you don't even think about that often. You will still be able to pronounce them correctly because intonation has patterns. We say the same things in the same ways over and over again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So it seems kind of vague, a little general, what we're talking about right now. So let's use some practical examples. Okay?
Okay.
So let's start with questions.
Okay.
In general, Alexia, when asking questions, what kind of intonation do you think we use? Or let's frame it this way. Just ask me a simple question.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Okay, cool. So you could say, what are you doing? Or you could say, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in general, we put a lot of intonation or we place a lot of stress in questions. Especially, we have a rising intonation, which means it is going up at the end of a question. So, for example, if I say,
Would you like some coffee?
Right. Would you like some coffee?
Yeah.
You hear at the end of the question, would you like some coffee? If I simply say, would you like some coffee?
You sound mad.
I sound mad. So it sounds like a statement, and it's not clear that I'm asking a question. So that is something that native speakers do all of the time. We just raise our intonation a little bit at the end of a question, and this really clarifies the fact, okay, this is a question I am asking. It is not a statement. So to illustrate this difference, let me think about this phrase. I can say the exact same phrase, and it can totally change the meaning. Okay?
Okay.
So, for example, Alexia, imagine if you told me that you were going to travel to the U.S. tomorrow, and it was totally a surprise. I had no idea that you were going to do that. And I said, you're going to the United States? That's like totally, that's definitely a question. I am surprised. You're going to the U.S.?
Are you going to the U.S.? What?
Yeah. If
How
you say,
come?
are you going? Yeah, that's definitely a question. But if I just say, you're going to the U.S., that's just so clearly a question, and it sounds very, very natural. On the other hand, if I just say, you're going to the U.S.?
Like, why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, but even in a different context, you could say, oh, where are you going? You're going to the U.S. That's a statement. That's what we call a declarative statement. You're declaring a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So intonation not only makes you sound better, more confident, more comfortable, but it can also literally change what you are saying.
And it gives the other person the exact, what exactly you wanna pass. Like, exatamente aquilo que você quer passar. And
Yeah.
no doubts about it at all.
In this case, when you say passar, I would probably say express.
Express.
Or what
exactly.
you want to communicate.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's think of another example, Alexia. Just repeat with me. I'll meet you at the restaurant at 7 p.m.
I'll meet you at the restaurant at 7 p.m.
I'll meet you at the restaurant at 7 p.m.
I'll meet you at the restaurant at 7 p.m.
What does that express to you? Is that a question? Is that a statement, a confirmation?
For me, it's a statement.
Right. I'm going to meet you at the
Yeah.
restaurant at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
That's what you understand, right? Okay, now repeat with me. I'll meet you at the restaurant at 7 p.m.
I'll meet you at the restaurant at 7 p.m.
What do you understand from that statement?
That you want me to confirm if it's going to be 7 or not, 7 p.m. or not.
We're still uncertain about the time, and there's a little bit of doubt in there. And that is just from one slight pause and one very small change in intonation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that gives a decent overview. What do you think?
I think that's awesome, and I think that our audience agrees with that. Oh, the audience just left.
Who is our audience?
That guy right there. He was listening and like trying to come closer as well.
Some old guy in the park. Yeah. Okay, so like Alexia said in the beginning of the audio, Alexia's intonation has improved a lot, and the principal way that she has done that is through imitation. So listening to native speakers and copying the way that they speak, imitating. It is the process of mimicking other people, and that's what we do in Sound School. So it's kind of like what we're doing here, but on steroids. So we will give you tons of phrases, tons of different intonation patterns, and we will make sure that you are pronouncing, intonating, articulating, enunciating all of these different things in English as close as possible to a native speaker as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think that repetition and choosing someone to imitate for now is the best thing that you could do.
Yeah. I think my last point is studying things like intonation, stress, rhythm, things that most people never study because for some reason we just imagine, oh, these are things that you study when you're really, really advanced. First, that's untrue. Second, these are the most fun things to study. Listening to the ups and downs of language and trying to repeat, it's music. It's like a game. It's beautiful. It's so much fun. So when you learn the fundamental ideas of how to do this, you can have so much fun with this process, and it will increase your fluency in so many different ways. And yeah, Sound School is open on March 9th. We would love
2020.
2020. We would love to have you participate, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.